First and foremost, I just want to lay the groundwork for this video right here, okay? There's a new Thor film that's going to be coming out. I think it's the fourth in the series. I have no interest in watching this stuff, okay? All of the promotional material that I'm seeing coming out of this is absolutely not really putting me on to wanting to, go see anything, not even in the theater, okay, or even when it comes out. My history, if you've been around the channel for long enough, I make reference to it every once in a while, but I think it bears repeating, especially if we're going to be talking about this right here. I haven't watched a Marvel film since, well, Iron Man 3 was the one that just completely put me off to new movies for a multitude of reasons. The more I think about the film, the more I can just pick out reasons why I just hate modern content that's out there. And then when I seen that the fourth Thor film, which I have a soft spot in my heart for the very first Thor film, okay? It came out in a time when I was in college getting my degree. Also, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, you're one of the many new subscribers that have come ever since I started to do the Amber Heard stuff, but even still, yes, my background is an exercise physiologist. I have my exercise physiology degree. I am, in fact, a certified personal trainer, so I know a thing or two about human anatomy. So this is another reason why when I started to see the promotional material of little Natalie Portman here, who's pushing 40 at this point. So for it to be female Thor, okay, you'd probably have to get somebody maybe a little bit more, youthful if you were going to have them come off as a perceivable badass. But I understand it's godly imbued powers when it comes with picking up Mjolnir, and you could get away with a license for a whole bunch of things. And yes, she has a couple of attachments to the first two films in the Thor series, but she's been out of the game for just about as long as I have when it comes to the MCU. But then all of a sudden she comes back, and boy does she have some guns on her. So that just initially just completely put me off, and I just figured, hell, might as well just laugh at this shit, because I think the trailer came out not that long ago. It was either today or yesterday, within the past couple of days, okay? The specific look into Natalie Portman, and then I know I've seen it tertiarily, okay, just nothing that I've specifically scoped out or really born into, but people were talking, okay, it's like, there's no way Natalie Portman, okay, pushing the age that she is, okay, and myself knowing physical and human anatomy, okay, there is no way somebody who has never had arms that size is going to get arms that size at her age, and especially at her size. What is she, like 5'3", normally like walking weight at maybe 3 digits? Maybe, and we're pushing it on that one, okay? But yeah, no, the scuttlebutt on social media, on Twitter and Reddit and all that kind of fucking goofy shit that's out there was,
no, actually, if a woman puts in a lot of work, they could definitely get arms like that.
Okay, listen, if she was gonna have arms like that, that would require a couple of other little helping hands that are out there. And if you don't want to say that that was because, you got Thor powers and all that kind of godly imbuement put within you, okay, we're gonna have to start dealing with human anatomy, and that shit ain't fucking happening, okay? If she's putting on that much muscle mass, there'd be physical changes when it comes to jawline and maybe an additional little mustache there. She wouldn't have the titties like that, because I think we can all remember Natalie Portman from back in the cut when she used to be right at the top of everybody's hottest actresses in Hollywood list, okay? And I know it's like she's a small lady. She's what, like 5'3" or something like that, and I'm 6'6", and I like them short and spinnable, but even still, okay, it's like, none of this shit is really checking out. And then especially, it's like, I had to make this video because it's right in my wheelhouse, and it's fucking hilarious that anybody thought for a fucking moment, okay, the people who were backing this up,
oh, excuse me, a woman could do anything they can, all they need to do is just put in the work in the gym.
That's funny, because then, oh, okay, cool, yeah, and then this promotional picture made the rounds not that long ago, and these are going to be the two main characters in the Thor film. I see a lot of Chris Hemsworth in this picture, but even still, it's like, okay, those are sort of believable arms, okay? The shoulders being as broad as they are, let me think that there's a couple of things going on there as well. But then you take a look at Natalie Portman right there, and yeah, no, especially the bulge on her left arm, picture right, okay? There's no way in fuck. That is completely and totally off, okay? Because the rest of the weight distribution, okay, the rest of the fat distribution around her body, okay, you'd notice it in the face, okay? Because those arms are puffy, okay? So she'd be carrying some of that into her face as well, and you can still see well-defined cheekbones. Okay, you can see no noticeable rounding in her face. It's off. It's totally fucking off. But no. You had the Redditites and the Twitter troglodytes that were out there just defending this shit to their dying fucking day. So I bust a fucking gut as soon as this shit started to come out. Okay, on one side you have, oh, you can barely fucking see it. I'll switch here. Okay, there we go. That'll help everybody out a little bit. Okay, so you got Chris Hemsworth, the guy who's actually been Thor and has totally looked the part even beforehand. Okay, when the first Thor film came around, it was like, no, that was perfect casting, because he looks exactly like any sort of Nordic god that you could envision. Okay, and he put in the fucking gym hours, as opposed to Natalie Portman, who managed to put in the makeup time in order to get little tracking dots on her delts, on her biceps, okay, just right above the little, fat that's right above her gauntlets. Okay, nothing against her. She's still attractive for her age, but, oh, maybe that's just that one picture. Okay, maybe they're in space or something and she needs to have those dots on there. No. Okay, then you got the little bracer that's on her arms, which was tight, but it wasn't protruding any sort of additional mass that was on her arms. But yeah, no, that's all fine. Okay, still got those tracking dots in a different scene. Oh, that's all right. This must be congruent stuff. Okay, well, I guess she's being Padme once again. But then she's in a house. She's still got those tracking dots on there. Yeah, no, exactly. This is what you get from modern cinema, and this is the way that they massacre my boy Thor here. I made mention to it, and it's like Thor came out. I was in college at the time, okay, getting my degree, and it just resonated with me and my best friend who were getting the same degree at the same time, and we'd quote the film, and it's like, and now to see what's going on here, and it's like, ugh, this is just fucking despicable. But then, just sticking with Thor here for a second, you notice it from the thumbnail, and it's like, this is the funniest fucking shit I have ever seen in my entire life. Listen, you guys know, if you've been around here for a minute, I love me some good jokes. I don't care what the subject material is. As long as you're trying to be funny, I'm gonna laugh at it. Okay, it's a joke. It's an attempt to a joke. And if you're even making those attempts, okay, you have a right to joke. Okay, I'm never gonna joke police anybody. I might say something's not funny, but you have the absolute right to tell that joke. Okay, this is a quote from the great Patrice O'Neill, who left us far too soon. And it's been over a decade. Let that sink in for a moment. But all jokes are born. They all come from the same, he phrased it, the same birth. Okay, they all come from the same place. Whether or not they're gonna land mostly depends on the audience. Okay, so I could have the absolute funniest cancer joke that's out there. Okay, but if I tell it at Sloan Kettering, it's mostly going to land on deaf ears and dead ears if you just give it enough time. But even still, okay, funny people have the right to be funny, okay? And aspiring funny people have the right to make a joke. But I couldn't even come close to making the amount of comedy that this motherfucker unintentionally did. Now listen, Marvel has this the run of comics that's out there. It's called What If, okay? It's taking characters and putting them into a different situation than another character would be, and how they would handle that situation. It's a very fun topic. It's a very good idea, okay? But now they're just leaning into it maybe a little bit too much, and it's kind of just becoming what they're doing with all of their properties that are out there. What if we put a woman into a physical situation and we just pretend that, oh, she's just as well trained as the boys, and don't worry about anything like, physics and training or anything like that. Don't have to worry about any of that stuff, okay? Black Widow could definitely beat the fuck out of 25 equally trained, men who are outweigh her by 100 pounds. Yeah, definitely, 100%. Super believable. Iron Man 2 was a significant step down from the first one, but it was still watchable, unlike Iron Man 3. Anyways, so this is the recent iteration, okay? It's been out for a week, and I didn't hear fuck all about this until I was taking a look at the Thor Love and Thunder. That's the name of that horseshit film that will be coming out in early July. Don't know, don't care, ain't gonna watch that nonsense. But yeah, my boy Thor, what did they do to my kid? They massacred my boy. No, so they ran this Thor story, this Thor What If story, okay, with Miles Morales Morales, who's, I don't know, he's a black Puerto Rican kid from Brooklyn, okay, and I don't know, he wears like a black and red suit and he shoots webs or something like that. I don't know, somebody once said that he was Spider-Man or something like that. I don't fucking know, but even still, they're running this what-if story. What if Miles Morales was Thor? Okay, interesting, okay, somebody who has the powers of Spider-Man being Thor. How would he handle this, okay? Interesting concept. But the guy who wrote this, okay, Yehudi Mercado, okay, he took all of the blackest stereotypes outside of fried chicken and watermelon. The only thing that would have been funnier is if Thor's helmet was made out of the hollowed out carcass of a watermelon and that Asgard was located in a fucking Popeyes. Outside of that, everything else is in on this motherfucker. We got panels from this shit, and it made me belly laugh the first time that I heard it, okay? Because we got this directly right here, okay? I'm going to try to blow this up as close as possible here, okay? One more. There we go, okay? And this is supposed to be read as a rap. I'm not joking. This is one of the first panels that's in there, and it's supposed to be a rap, okay? He's also half Puerto Rican, okay? So I don't know why his Thor costume doesn't have, you know, like leopard print or something. Or if he had a stolen Thor-mobile with spinner hubcaps and fucking fuzzy dice and a shag dash protector. But whatever, okay? No, this is what they're going with. And this is the tamest of all of this stuff. So remember, this is supposed to be read as a rap, okay? I guess Miles is just spitting bars to himself. It's insane. This is all over the place, okay? Midgar, long ago, y'all ragstraw spread. Then the world tree grew in Brooklyn instead. I feel like I should have a beat underneath of this. Immerse as we traverse the universe. From the vast multiverse comes this dope verse. Ugh. The stars shine upon the realms of the gods, forge mighty battles with his squad. This is this fucking... Somebody get me a shoehorn for these fucking lyrics. Where's the lightning go after wars are won? What victories lie for the son of sons? Bars. And see his Jordans have little Mjolnirs on them. Ugh. And see, cool, in the side of his, the fade, which isn't going to be the last reference to it. He's even got a little lightning bolt. How adorable, because get it? Thor's the god of thunder, and Miles Morales is half black. If that wasn't drilled home enough yet. But don't worry, it gets funnier, worse. Anyways, he got style. He's got style. Okay. And he's got flair to boot. With his kicks, you know, he's in hot pursuit. Oh, God, just say he's getting jiggy with it and fucking get over it. Old enough to know that he don't know all. He wants to have a ball before the fall. Bars. All his dreams rain from the clouds above. He brings the thunder. Best believe it, bruv. Wait, what? He's half Puerto Rican, half black. I don't know where the fucking English slang in there comes from. But whatever, you do you, I guess. But again, here's Asgard in the middle of Brooklyn, okay? Like, listen, Brooklyn's a fairly diverse place right now, but apparently it's all tagged up and shit, even still when it gets infused with Nordic ideology. But let's just take a look at the Thor costume itself, okay? It gets worse. It's not exactly the best picture here, but I don't remember if one earring in... Is that... It's flipped over the ears, but he's got it in the left ear, so whatever that means right now. I remember what it used to be. But you can see tassels, because apparently, remember, Norse mythology means that you should be wearing a hoodie at all times, and then also have another one tied around your waist. Okay. But let's take a look at Mjolnir right there. As you can see, it's all graffitied up. Because of course, but you couldn't even keep the color correction correct, right? Because now he has a very noticeable red hoodie as well. And of course, he's like, this is a little bit more passable, I guess, perhaps. Like, okay, I don't know that much about his incarnation of Spider-Man, but Spider-Man's kind of like a quippy comic book character, okay? At least he has been through whatever iterations I was aware of. So, these don't really bother me so much, and it doesn't really seem that noteworthy, but at least, you know what, hey, look at the quality of art that's in a certified Marvel property nowadays. You wonder why manga's kicking the living piss out of you when it comes to literally any sales metrics. Anyways, time to spin these hits. Now, that was a banger. Ugh, God, Could you imagine looking forward to reading any of this fucking garbage? Right up to your face and diss you. Ugh. Don't worry, it's not just exclusive to Miles Morales being Thor, okay? I guess it infects literally everybody as well, okay? His uncle, Loki, which, again, I don't know anything, you know, outside of my limited exposure when it comes to the MCU, but I thought Loki and Thor were brothers, not uncles. Well, okay, well, if they're just keeping up with the same tone that they're doing, it definitely wouldn't be my father, Loki, because then he wouldn't know him. Uncle Loki, I didn't see or hear you come in. Wouldn't be much of a god of mischief if I couldn't prowl my way into a room. That's what's up. And then gives each other just the oddest kind of left-handed high five. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, no, you got your body positivity characters in the bottom corner. That's all nice and wonderful and dandy. But yeah, when I said that wouldn't be the only Fade reference that's in here, this is all in the same comic, by the way, okay? I wonder if they made a run of this, so that you have a problem with Thor getting treatment for his sickle cell anemia. Mjolnir, by Odin's Fade. Thor's big call, by Odin's call, okay, no, because you have to play up, the blackness, apparently. By Odin's Fade, I command you, shield this lost son of Freya from your might, as your grace flows through him. I don't know what the rest of that says, nor do I really care, but the fact that he said, by Odin's Fade, this made it past editors, okay? These are supposed to be the quote-unquote good guys that are out there, and they're putting all of this shit in here. Like I say, this is fucking hilarious, dude. But this is my favorite one, and this is the I gotta do a video on this, okay? I don't even care if it carries out the normal type of coverage that I do on the channel. I had to specifically do this. This right here is Odin. Okay, and we don't exactly have the best picture of him, and it's like, okay, so what's so significant about this Odin? As you can see, he's sitting on his throne, of course, with a whole bunch of rubble around him. Everything's broken down, of course, because they have a theme that they need to protect on this one. But why is Odin, king of Asgard, wearing Timbs? Shit. They hit just about everything in here, literally all of the fucking stereotypes, and they thought that this would be a great commentary, okay? I don't even know what Miles Morales specifically would be doing when it comes to being Thor. All I know is what he specifically did for me was provide quite a good fucking laugh, and we are in desperate need of this shit. Unintentionally, as it might have been. With all of that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.